Hi, this is Gil Benbrook from Phoenix Stages and TalkinBroadway.com, and I am here with the leads of Mary Poppins at Arizona Broadway Theater. I have Renée Koher and Chris McNiff. The show runs here in Peoria through June 30th, but it then moves downtown to the Hergerber Theater Center from July 6th to the 22nd. So it's like a 8-week run practically, right?
Pretty much.
7 weeks. But it's great that you guys are able to bring such a beautiful show not only to audiences here in the West Valley, but also then move it to downtown Phoenix.
Absolutely.
And this is the second time, because I know you did Beauty and the Beast last summer.
Right.
Which
Beauty
is the
and
same
the Beast.
one.
Exactly. Same thing.
Here,
so it's great.
and then move downtown.
Yeah.
All right. So let's talk a little bit about Mary Poppins. So it's based on the book series by P.L. Travers, and obviously the classic film by Walt Disney. But for anyone who doesn't know about Mary Poppins or the character, Chris, what would you tell them the show is about?
It's about a character named Mary Poppins, but I think what it really is about is the Banks family. There's Mr. and Mrs. Banks. They have two children, Jane and Michael Banks, and it's kind of their journey in early 20th century London, struggling with a class system and also within their own family, and it's kind of how Mary comes in and teaches them and the kids, but also the whole family, to learn to love each other and to appreciate what they have. So it's a lot of fun with Mary and Bert and everything else that they create, but all of that leads to what she's trying to do.
We're the magic. They're the practical.
The reality.
Yeah, the reality.
I guess that's a really good way to look at it. So let's talk about what kind of research do you do for a show like this? Did you read the books? Did you watch the movie? Did you not watch the movie because you don't want to be so identifiable with these people from the film that people really know?
Absolutely. So I read the books. I read all the books. I wanted to see P.L. Travers' side of things and her version, because I know that the Disney movie that was created with Julie Andrews, she did have say in it, but it wasn't exactly her vision. Right. And so I was very curious to know what her vision of her character was. So I read all those books. I did watch of course I grew up with the Disney movie, so I've seen it umpteen number of times. I rewatched it for the show. I watched probably every documentary that was ever done on the show itself, on the Broadway version of the show. And then also read a bunch of material. I did, yeah, a lot of reading.
And what about you, Chris?
I read a bit of the books, and our director also introduced a book that kind of talks about the myth and everything behind Mary Poppins, what they've thought about the creation of it. I've watched the movie. I didn't grow up with it necessarily, but I actually fell in love with the Broadway show and saw the Broadway show. And then this is actually my third time doing this show. So I feel like I've known it just well and loved the musical version of it as well as the movie, and I think you kind of emulate the characters that they created while also bringing in new and different aspects of the story.
This is your 21st show here at ABT.
It is! It's so exciting!
Shocking. And it's
crazy.
not only your 21st, but it's also the 100th ABT Mainstay show.
I know. That's amazing.
It's shocking, right?
I know.
So you've obviously been in ensemble parts, feature parts, and lead parts. The role of Mary is definitely one of the biggest parts you played here. So what is it about ABT that keeps bringing you back?
Oh goodness, I think alone from just the quality of production, the shows that they produce here are fantastic. For regional theater and even other, outside of that, other theaters that I've been to and performed at, this is one of the highest quality theaters. Their productions every time, great quality. So I love coming back to it. And then of course it's family.
All right, and this is your ABT debut.
Correct.
So what has the ABT experience been like for you?
It's been really exciting. Clearly, I mean, this is a dream role of mine to play it. So that brought me here in the first place, being able to have this opportunity to play it. And it's been incredible. I mean, it's been very welcoming. I think you can see that kind of family aspect here. But I mean, it's my first time performing at the dinner theater. It's my first time performing in Arizona.
Right.
Welcome to Arizona.
So that was
interesting.
Yeah. So it's kind of a lot of different things getting used to, but it's been wonderful.
But you both do a little bit of quote-unquote flying in this show.
Yes.
And now, Renee, I know you have some past aerial experience.
Yes.
But Chris, was there any trepidation flying high above the ABT stage?
Well, I definitely knew it was a part of it coming in. And I was a little
They didn't
nervous.
throw it on you the last minute? You knew going in?
No, I knew going in. And we had the team, the ZFX came in and they do all the flying effects and they're very professional. I've worked with them before in other shows. I haven't flown myself, but you know, seeing the work they do. So a little nervous coming in, but ready to take on the challenge, I think. And Renee honestly was very helpful as well in continuing once they had left to figure out how to learn and do everything that I do. And it's funny because I end up doing a lot of the kind of tricks and stuff in the show that she could easily do, and she just, you know,
overstayed.
Yes, it's just, which is not easy either, but you know.
No, it's
so
not.
yeah, so she's very helpful in doing that and kind of learning the tricks of that and the ease and the difference in what you think you'd want to do versus what, you know, really trusting the people off stage, the crew, to do all of it, and really just kind of working with them and presenting what it is on stage and how it looks, you know, coming off to the audience.
So Chris, what do you think the most important message in the musical is?
Well, I think like we talked about, the family aspect is so important to the show and what the Banks family goes through. All the lessons I think that Mary teaches them and Bert helps them with are just important life lessons for kids to learn and also for adults to remember. And I think that we talked about that a lot, is that she's really like teaching these kids what to learn and to know, and then also reminding the adults about when they were kids and what they learned. Just kindness and gratitude and you know, how you treat other
by their
people.
Covers,
yeah,
and
yeah.
Yeah, the way you treat other people.
And enjoy, like, you know, and enjoying it, enjoying the process, enjoying the ride, a spoonful of sugar, all this, you know, stuff where there's hardships and everything else, but really enjoying the ride, enjoying everyone around you.
What do you want audiences to take away from the show?
I really want them to take away a new view on life and family. I think it's so important. Again, we talk about the Banks family all the time, but really that's what it is. It's remembering that sometimes there are hard times in life, but if you work together and you pull through together, you can get out of that and you can make yourself better. And taking the time as well. One of my favorite lines in the show, in the musical, is childhood is a step in time and parenthood's the same. Never miss a chance to get it right. I think it's so important. And I think that's like the key phrase of Mary Poppins, because it is. It's take the time with your kids, with your family members, with your friends, to really enjoy them and to go through these journeys together and not just worry about, you know, all the difficult things in life. Obviously, we go through all of that, but we have to take the time and smell the roses too, because it goes by very quickly, and then you're out of time.
I think there's a really important message too in a song that's in the musical that's not in the movie, is anything can happen if you let it.
If you let it.
And I think that's a really important message. And there's even a line too that I love that Jane says right before it that's similar, in the sense that Mary Poppins says anything is possible if you can only get out of your own way. And so I've always thought that too, where you can believe that anything's possible, and the person usually standing in your way is yourself, in terms of getting out of your own way and believing that.
Agreed. I think that's like the best message. And I think that's what we both want people to take out of this show and walk away, also with a smile on their face, but really thinking about, oh, okay, I can just take the time to smell the roses, take the time to enjoy my life for a minute.
And the importance of family and friends.
So important, yes. It's not just material things, it's the people around you that you share it with.
All right, well, thanks, guys.
Thank you.
So, Mary Poppins here in Peoria through June 30th, and then downtown Phoenix at the Hergerber Theater Center from July 6th to the 22nd.
22nd. I'm so excited. Thank you so much.
Thank you.